We're here on Madazone HD Sportsnet, presented by the JMU Alumni Association, speaking with head women's basketball coach Kenny Brooks. And, Coach, it's that time of year, time to release your non-conference schedule. Something we've already done is talk about your UCLA game. We've talked about big names, but you also play several other big names this season. So talk a little bit about your thought process through putting together your schedule.
When we started to put together the schedule, we wanted to make sure it was very challenging for our team. We aspire to be one of the top 25 teams in the country, and the only way you get that recognition is obviously you win games, but you have to win the right games. And we set out, and as hard as it's becoming, to get quality opponents, not only to get them on your schedule, but to also get them to come to the Convocation Center. It's almost impossible, but my associate head coach, Sean O'Regan, he beat the bushes. He called a lot of people. And finally, we were able to come up with a schedule that we were very happy with, one that I think that will challenge our kids, give us an opportunity to get national recognition, but at the same time reward our loyal fans with some quality opponents being able to come into the Convocation Center. So it's a very challenging schedule. I'm very happy with it. I think I've lost a little bit of sleep over it because it's going to be so challenging. But I think that's where our program is right now. We don't want to just try to stockpile any type of win. We want to get the right kind of wins, that gives yourself an opportunity to get at-large bids. If you don't win a CA championship, but also we've gotten to the point with our program we're thinking about seeding, get into the NCAA tournament. We're not just happy to get there anymore. We want to get a favorable seed so that we can advance as far as possible. So this schedule, I think, is very conducive to all of those elements, and I think that it's going to be one that really challenges our kids, our teams, and I think it's going to reward our fans.
Well, one of the challenging trips you'll take this year is your annual Thanksgiving trip. This year you're actually headed to San Juan to face Maryland and Houston. Talk a little bit about how you picked that tournament and why that one seemed to be a good fit for what you're trying to do this year.
Well, first and foremost, kudos to our administration, Jeff Bourne, Charlie King, and all those involved that allows us to take these trips. And I promise the fans out there, it is going to be a challenging tournament. I know they're looking at it as we're in Puerto Rico, and we're having fun, and the kids will get to experience a little bit of Puerto Rico. But the main focus is the opponent and the quality opponent, and to be able to get those quality opponents on a neutral floor. I think that's very big for our program. We've tried to play some of these opponents in the BCS at the BCS level, and frankly, they'll say no, or they want to try to get us to come to their place as a one-time game, and that's it. And so when you can get them, the next best thing to getting them in your arena is to get them on a neutral floor, and to be able to play such a quality opponent as Maryland, who's coming off of a Final Four appearance. On a neutral floor, you've got to like that opportunity. It's going to be a very challenging game. You don't know the outcome, but you do know that it's going to prepare you for the CAA schedule. If you can go play, go toe-to-toe with Maryland, get a win, whatever the case might be, it's definitely going to prepare you. And then Houston's got a new regime now. They have a new coach. The one thing I do know about them is they're extremely athletic. In any school in Texas, that's like the hotbed for women's basketball, to get some athletic kids from that area, and I know their head coach is going to do a fantastic job. So it's going to be challenging for us, and these trips they do so well for us in the long run, and so we're very happy with it, and it's going to be challenging, but it's also going to be a beautiful trip for us, and we're looking forward to it.
Another trip you'll make this year, which actually currently ends your non-conference schedule, is a return trip to Vanderbilt, who came in here last year. Tight game, overtime game. What are you looking for this game, and what can fans expect from this game this year?
Well, again, it's going to be a very unique situation. I don't know if anyone's ever seen their court. I think our benches are on the baseline. So it's going to be very interesting. I was involved in a game when I was there on the men's side, and it's a very unique situation. But Vanderbilt's one of the top 20 programs in this country, and it's going to provide us with the opportunity to play and get on the national scene. The one thing that we won't be able to do is sneak up on Vanderbilt. The game that we played here last year was a tremendous game. I think it was one that was exciting for the fans. It was very, very heartbroken for us that we lost the game, but I just think that it was a very good game, and I think our kids are looking forward to it. They know they can play with Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, they're going to be ready for us. I think it's going to be a game when everybody's going at full go. We'll have our full allotment of roster of kids, and So it's going to be a good game for us, and we understand that anytime you can play an SEC opponent. I think that's the one conference that we haven't beaten since I've been here is the SEC. So we also often get an opportunity to do that. So, but it's going to be a good game. We're very looking forward to it. Nashville is a beautiful city, and again, it gives our kids an opportunity to travel and see other different venues, and especially of high caliber teams like Vanderbilt.
Well, you're coming off of one of the most successful years in women's basketball here at JMU. How do you use the experience that your team got last year and use it to continue moving forward this year?
I think some people would consider me crazy when you lose the player of the year and the defensive player of the year, and you're still extremely excited about the upcoming year. But that's how much confidence I have in our returning players. Losing Kirby, it's going to be I wouldn't say devastating, but we're going to miss her sorely. Her leadership, her aggressiveness, her style of play, her productivity. Nikki Newman, that's my heart and soul. I called her my security blanket. Just knowing she was out on the floor, I thought good things were going to happen. She was an unselfish player, always made our teams better. Her defensive prowess was unbelievable. But those two, the legacy that they're leaving, the leadership and what they've left to the other kids is very encouraging. So Precious Hall, Jasmine Guathme, Toya Jiggets, they've watched what Nikki and Kirby have done for the last couple of years as far as leadership and how things are supposed to be done, and I think they're ready to step into their new role as leaders. And it's just as far as it's the legacy of JMU women's basketball. The seniors come in, they lead, and they pass on that leadership torch to the next people in line. And I think Precious and Toya and Jasmine Guathme and Lady Okafor, I think they're all ready to take that next step. They all deferred a little bit last year, to the seniors. But I think that they are definitely capable of leading. I think they're definitely capable of stepping up in more prominent roles. And, I think that, those three kids that I mentioned, they could be battling for, preseason player of the year because of their stats and what they've done and the caliber of our team. So we're extremely excited. We started workouts yesterday. There is a glaring hole right now with leadership because of Nikki and Kirby's departure. But I'm very, very confident that those young ladies will be able to step up and lead us, and we're going to need that in order for us to be successful. Because last year we really bought into the we concept. This year we're going to go with the one concept and keeping it simple. And if we can be one team with one goal to win one championship, I think that they buy into it. That I think it'll come to fruition.
Well, Coach, I know I can speak for everyone when we say we're excited to see what your one team will put together for all of us this year, and that gets started on Friday, November 14th, when UCLA comes to the Convocation Center at 1 p.m. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. A little bit unconventional time, but, make plans now. Make plans now. Take that day off. Hopefully it'll be like a holiday, and we'll get a lot of people come out. And it's going to be very, very exciting. It's a very formidable opponent, and we're looking forward to it.
We look forward to seeing them all there.
Thank you, Devin.